Right, so keep your calls and texts coming in. We're talking about the wind and driving in wind, tips and things for that. Also, in a minute, we'll catch up with the Hereford schoolboy who's been raising money for his terminally ill friends. We talked about this on just before Christmas, actually, Christmas Eve. He did something brilliant, so we'll have a bit of a chat with him and find out how he's doing in a few minutes as well. Before we do anything else, though,
travel update.
BBC Hereford and Worcester.
Let's have a quick look at the roads for you. And Rylands Road in Leominster is blocked in both directions due to a fallen tree at the moment between Ivington Road and Newlands Road. Police on the scene directing traffic there. Also, New Street in Upton on 7. Remember, the New Street is closed because of flooding just after Backfields Lane. And also in Bewdley, Sevenside North, the town centre there, the temporary flood barriers are up between Dog Lane and Lode Streets. All the shops and businesses remain open as normal in Bewdley town centre, though. But everything else other than that is looking reasonably good. There was a fallen tree as well in Kimver on Churchill, but that's been shifted now, so a bit of good news there. Anything else? Give us a call, please. BBC Hereford and Worcester travel hotline 0345 300 5004.
Keeping you moving.
BBC Hereford and Worcester travel.
Actually, talking of roads and the wind and the weather and everything, Paul in Hereford's given us a quick shout that on Twitter it's reporting that Clifton Suspension Bridge in Bristol has closed for only the second time in its history. So it must be windy. Not that it's probably not going to affect many people's journey, that is it? But if it is, there we are. If you're heading to Clifton, you can't use the suspension bridge. The weather for today, well, it's just this. It's wind, I'm afraid. That's your big problem today. Lots and lots of high winds, gusting gale force winds. It's Frank, isn't it? It's Storm Frank working its way through. I mean, the north is going to cop for it much worse than we are, but it's still pretty windy around here. So further heavy rain and very strong winds expected throughout the day. Gale force at times, particularly if you're on the higher ground, so places like Galway Hill and the Malverns and stuff. Be really careful if you're up and about on any of the higher ground. The winds will ease later on, but it stays wet. Top temperatures 13 Celsius, 55 degrees Fahrenheit, and then for tomorrow, into New Year's Eve, it's going to go a lot colder. So it's going to be, if you're out and about, if you're going to see fireworks or doing anything outdoors, it's going to be a lot better. It's going to be drier. Should be a dry night, but it's going to be cold. You'll feel a real difference in the temperatures tomorrow. We'll get more details for you in about an hour's time. Full weather forecast into New Year's Eve. Now, it's me for another half hour. Elliot Webb here until 10 o'clock. And we talked about this last on Christmas Eve. A Hereford schoolboy took on the challenge of swimming a quarter of a mile to raise money for his terminally ill classmates. James Galvin, who's 12 and a pupil at the Bishop of Hereford's Bluecoat School, did it to raise money for research into the genetic disorder Batten's disease, which two of his best mates and their little sister from Hereford have been diagnosed with. We can talk to Lydia now. James's mum is on the phone. Morning to you, Lydia.
Good morning.
Happy Christmas.
Yeah, happy Christmas to yourself.
I suppose we can still say that, can't we?
Yeah, why not?
So he did an amazing thing on Christmas Eve then. How was it? How did it all go?
Well, he did really well. He was up early, obviously talking to yourselves in the morning. Filmed the whole thing, as James likes it. And yeah, he did really, really well. Really proud of him.
So, I mean, how long did it take him to do it?
25 minutes. He absolutely smashed it.
Wow.
That's the fastest he's ever done it. I mean, he'd had a few practices leading up to sort of Christmas Eve, but we weren't expecting him to do it in that time at all. We were really, really proud of him.
So how was it? When he crossed the finishing line, what was that like for you then, Mum? Was it emotional?
Oh, it was a bit, yeah. He is just, James is James, so he just ploughs his way through everything, but he did get out of the pool and lie on the floor, which made everybody chuckle, to be honest.
You know, obviously this is to raise money, and it's still being counted. Any idea how much has been raised so far?
Well, I mean, an amazing thing happened on Christmas Day where sort of Arsenal shared James's story again, and that got more money rolling in.
Who was that? So Arsenal, that's in the football team?
Yeah, he swam in his Arsenal kit.
Oh, that was right, yes. Yeah.
They did it. They shared it basically on Facebook, Arsenal News, and that got him a lot of support. So he was, as you can imagine, absolutely buzzing with that as well. But He's raised a lot at school. He's got about £200 odd at school. So he's obviously going to be busy collecting that in. And then through Facebook and other donations, which he's quite looking forward to telling you about, he's tipping £500 at the minute.
Wow.
And, you know...
Well, we better have a word with him, I suppose, if he's there.
Sat here very excited. I shall there.
Thanks, Lydia.
Hello.
Hey, congratulations, big fella.
Thank you.
How was it?
Nerve-wracking.
Was it tiring? Were you really tired at the end?
Yes.
What was the worst bit? Was there a worse moment?
Probably just getting out of the pool and my shoulders aching.
Do they still ache now?
Yes.
Oh. And your mum said you had a bit of a lie down afterwards.
Yeah, on the phone pool. And I think I'm the only person in Hereford who's actually lost weight over the Christmas period.
Well, we were talking about this earlier on because
yeah, I know, I was listening.
my other half has managed to lose weight, damn her. But you haven't, but that's because you've done all this swimming. I said this to you on Christmas Eve. I said you could eat double the amount you normally eat because it won't matter.
Well, it didn't really work out that way.
No?
No, I ate a baguette before I went out to my nan's Christmas lunch, and I couldn't even finish one plate.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, it's because you had a baguette before you went, you see. You ruined your appetite. Would you ever do anything like this again, James? What are you going to do next?
I don't know. It's a bit of a secret still.
Oh, okay, fine. Well,
I'm thinking about the Black Mountains Challenge.
Okay, well, you get a plan together and then tell us what you're going to do next when you've sorted it. How did it feel, though, for Arsenal to retweet your adventure?
Really, well, I'm really doing well now.
Yeah. Maybe it's down to you. You've inspired them.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
I want my brother to play for the Junior Gunners.
So, it's fantastic. Did you have a good Christmas? Because obviously this was Christmas Eve. What was Christmas Day like for you?
Awesome.
Yeah?
Well, I say awesome. Basically, Mum forgot to bring my charger for my new phone.
No.
And forgot to buy me a SIM card.
Ah. So half a job done there, Mum.
Yeah.
Well done. But is it sorted now?
Yeah.
Good stuff. And what are you doing for New Year? Anything good, James?
Don't know yet.
Okay.
Probably just gonna have a bit of a party thing at ours.
Good stuff. Well, if anyone deserves a party, it's you, my friend. Congratulations. You've done a brilliant thing. You've raised loads of money. And if you do anything else, and when your plans are sorted for your next big adventure, do tell us about it, all right?
Yeah, and my uncle and my little brother did it with me.
You're all at it, you lot.
Yeah.
It's a really good story. It's a lovely Christmassy story, James. It's brilliant to speak to you, and have a great New Year, and good luck with everything you do in 2016, all right?
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
There he goes. There's James and his mum, Lydia. Fantastic story, that. There'll be more from him, I'm sure. Watch this space. You'll hear a lot more about James Galvin from Hereford before the end of the year, no doubt. Legend in the making. 23 minutes to 10. Keep your calls and texts coming in as well. Quite a few to read you in a minute. First of all, let's get a song on. Donna Summer on the radio. BBC Hereford and Worcester. Morning.
Someone let you rub me on the